Our next inductee tonight from the class of 1959, Dean Webb. In his one-year track career, Dean placed 5th in the state meet at Boston Garden. In football, he scored 66 points in his senior year while serving as captain. Football awards include the Suburban Free Press Award for Most Valuable Football Player, the Boston Globe All-Scholastic Bench, the Boston Globe All-Scholastic B Team, First Team, All-Bay State League Team, and Felchville Alumni Club Trophy for Outstanding Player in the Natick-Framingham game. In hockey, starting defenseman on the 1958 hockey team, which won the Eastern Mass League Championship for the second year in a row. Hockey awards, Top Defenseman in Eastern Mass League Award, Team's Most Valuable Player Award, the Cat Hill Americans Trophy for Outstanding Player, and the Boston Record American and Sunday Advertiser All-Scholastic Team Honors. And golf. At the age of 13 years, he shot a 31. Placed second at JC Golf Tournament, captain of the golf team in his junior and senior years, and the club champion at Natick Country Club in 1959. And in his senior year, voted Natick High School's best all-around senior athlete. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, I present to you from the class of 1959, Dean Webb.
Dean Webb, from the class of 1959, was a four-sport athlete at Natick High School, playing football, hockey, golf, and track. In football, Dean Webb scored 66 points in his senior year while serving as captain, scoring 3 touchdowns alone against Milton. He was awarded the Suburban Free Press Award for Most Valuable Football Player, the Boston Globe All-Scholastic Bench, the Boston Globe All-Scholastic B Team, First Team All-Bay State League Team, and Felchville Alumni Club Trophy for Outstanding Player in the Natick and Framingham game. In hockey, Dean Webb was the starting defenseman on 1958's hockey team, which won the Eastern Mass League Championship for the second year in a row. He played every minute of every hockey game, which earned him the Top Defenseman in Eastern Mass League Award, Team Most Valuable Player Award, Cat Hill Americans Trophy for Outstanding Player, and Boston Record American and Sunday Advertiser All-Scholastic Team Honors. In golf, Dean Webb shot a 31 at age 13, placed second at the JC Golf Tournament, was captain of the golf team his junior and senior years, and was club champion at Natick Country Club in 1959. In his one-year track career, Dean Webb placed 5th in the state meet at Boston Garden. In his senior year, Dean Webb was voted Natick High School's best all-around senior athlete. 2013 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from class of 1959, Dean Webb.
Wow. You know, I got the green jacket because I have played. I've been to Augusta 3 times, down to the Masters, twice with Mr. Gene Sarrazin, who most of you probably don't know. And Ken Venturi's a dear friend, and Kenny's not doing so very well now, but probably the finest striker with a golf ball that I've ever been around. But I can tell you truly that being at Natick High School and being here with these great athletes, you know, Walt Horiniak used to come across the golf course. I lived on the 9th hole, and we'd go down to the 8th hole, and then we would go to the lake and we would play. Teddy Bracken, who's a bull, he's one of the great fullbacks ever to play. And I will say that when I played at Natick High School, the reason that perhaps I was recognized was because of Mr. Jerry Hall, who was an absolute bull. I've got some pictures, my mother saved scrapbook pictures, and Jerry ran over people, and he was awesome. We had a great team. I want to thank Tara. She's the best. Tara, stand right up. She's the best. And Kurt, thank you very much. And Doc Grady, I don't know where you are, Doc, but you're a great guy. We appreciate it. And there's one other person that I want to mention here. Yes. Alan Ross, stand up, Alan. Alan Ross represents our class of 59, and believe me, he's the best. And how many of you run marathons? Anybody in here run marathons? Congratulations. You got married? Yeah, another Hall. That's the Hall family. The Hall family is unbelievable. But we got a guy from my class. I'll be 72 in a few months. We got a guy, Kenny Poole. Kenny, will you stand up, please? Kenny Poole has run marathons every year. 26 miles he runs. You're the best, my friend. And of course, I will say I came up from Florida with my brother Warren. Webby, will you stand up? My brother Warren, class of 1956. We had speed in the family, and I think it came from my brother. He was the holder of the low hurdle record for about 20 25 years. And I can remember the spikes on his shoes. They were like 1.5 inches long. And it was because of the class of 1955, and God bless you guys. We were 8th graders at the time, but we recognized that you guys were absolutely awesome. And all I can say is, from Natick gave me the jump. I went to Northeastern, and I did send some records there. I won't go into them, but I did a nice job. We had the only undefeated untied team in the history of the university, and the old pro, which that's the reason I have the jacket on. I was a golf pro for 50 years, 45 years. And I'm a life member, retired now. I was up at the Mount Washington Hotel, where I also ran the ski school. I was a professional skier. And some of my records down on Marco Island, which some of you may know, it's below Naples, is Mr. Ken Venturi is my dear friend, one of the finest strikers of the golf ball, as they say, I've ever seen. But I had the pleasure of teaching Mr. Roger Maris, the great home run hitter, was one of my customers. He came down, he represented the Mackle family. They were trying to sell the island. And Roger Maris is one of the finest gentlemen I ever ran into. And of course, one other guy, Jerry Cooney, the boxer, the big tall guy. Jerry Cooney was knocked silly by George Foreman, and he didn't talk very well. But he wanted to learn how to play golf. He wanted to learn so he could go and play in some of these golf tournaments, the Crosby and some of those others. But I will say that it's all because of what happened at Natick High School. And for you young folks, get the book, The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill, and read it, and be thankful. This is it's a gorgeous, gorgeous high school. I can't get over how beautiful it is. We were one of the first classes to have 4 years at Natick High School, the other high school, and we thought that was beautiful. But this is absolutely awesome. And one other man I've got to recognize, you all go to Jones's drugstore once in a while? Scoop Jones, my buddy. I'll never forget. My Scooper, stand up, Skip. Stand up. Stand up, Scooper. Scoop Jones used to work out. My father raised chickens and turkeys. And the story is he walked down, as I think, Walter, you talked about it. My father walked down to the 8-hole at Christmas time, and he had the turkey, the big turkey on a leash. And he walked the turkey down to the 8-hole where we used to play hockey. And if it wasn't for these guys and Teddy Bracken and Tommy Crosby over there and Marilyn Mitchell, I haven't seen these guys for 40 years, and Jack Mitchell. I haven't seen them for 40 years. It's a pleasure. And so many of you other people out here, I may never see you again. But I will say this. Well, meaning I'm probably not going to come back this way. You know, I mean, it's an arduous ride. It's 2.5 hours from Naples. I mean, 2.5 days. Have you been down? You go to... Anyway, it's a pleasure. Charlie McManus, remember Charlie McManus? You know, act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. He was a great man. Anyway, I was told not to be too long, and I got Joanne as my lady. And Bonnie, you here? Bonnie, my brother's wife. It's a pleasure. And David Lumsden, if it wasn't for David, honestly, the deputy chief of the fire department, I'm so proud of this guy. He's now retired. He's a golf course superintendent, and he's my neighbor. And he pushed me. We used to look for golf balls, walking, because I grew up on the golf course. And he was awesome. And I look at him now, and he still is awesome. Have I forgot anybody? You're the best. Anyway, thank you so very much. God bless. What? And thank you. Oh, I'm not a great. No, you're the great. No, you're great. Look at that. That's when I was a kid. Oh.
You look exactly the same.